we're going to talk about Graham Stephan's 20-cent coffee. And the truth is, if you're a real coffee connoisseur, are you going to really want to make really cheap coffee? Especially if you have a lot of money. I mean, soon you'll be enjoying the good things in life. I think that's good.
We have tried, when we were just upgrading from the Starbucks coffee, we started getting the Pete's coffee, just like Graham does. And I would say that the stuff that you get in the supermarket, it's almost always 3 weeks old at the earliest. So you're always going to be ending up getting stale coffee. I would recommend, if you really enjoy coffee and you're not trying to save like every penny, then just go look around different coffee places around the country. You can actually order and then get it's like going around the country right now. You know, you're locked down in your house, you can go enjoy coffee around the country. We even tried this one place called it's a shout out to Jack Mormon Coffee, where they have no association with them, but they actually do very good coffee, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Jack Mormon coffee. It actually tastes really quite good, and you don't need to have 20-cent coffee. The truth is, let's talk about just why people go to Starbucks to begin with. I don't see it as $4 or $5 coffee, or in many places it's like $2. In that case, I think of it as like a cheap workspace. What do they call the shared social? What do they call that? Just co-work space or something like that. Anyway, those places like WeWork or something like that. It's basically like a cheap WeWork. People go there, they have their coffee. Oftentimes there are a lot of people that you know because you go there pretty often. So it's kind of a nice social environment, and it's like going to a clubhouse or something like that for a cheap price. That's how I see it.
Okay, well, there's also places in Hawaii. There's dozens and dozens. You can actually order place from Kona, the island Kona, and they have Kau coffee. Just look around there, and you'll find some very good coffee. So don't cheapen out and get the 20-cent coffee, because it's really I think kind of a letdown.
Well, the other issue is that the truth is, if you're having coffee at home, yeah, you could definitely go with the higher price single origin. They usually are a lot better. But in terms of just going to a coffee shop, there's a reason why people go to these coffee shops. At the local Starbucks Reserve that I go to, and at least in the old days when you could go inside, there were a lot of people who write their scripts. So you could say, oh, how come they don't get the 20-cent coffee and just sit at home? Because that's kind of boring. There's something a little bit exciting by seeing the randomness of the baristas making their coffee, and they probably will bump into random people that maybe they knew them before, or they'll hear like a conversation. And so there is definitely
it's all about
value.
The human connections.
There's a human connection.
A lot of the times there's people that you really don't want to have
that's true.
with.
Now the other issue is that, yeah, you are not paying for the coffee, because the coffee is a commodity. So Graham is right that it's only worth 20 cents. That's just for the coffee though. But the truth is, you're paying for something more valuable than that. You're definitely paying for the human connection, and that can't really be replicated anywhere else. Like these WeWork kind of places, they're usually a lot more expensive. Of course, the people who go to those kind of places are more focused on work, so if you connect with them, it probably is more valuable. But if you want to cheap out and don't want to pay for the monthly fee of something like WeWork, then Starbucks is like the poor man's co-working space, and that's what a lot of people use it for. Attorneys use it. Attorneys are always meeting their clients there. It's just like a really easy place to meet. I mean, I've even seen people with their scams meet up there, or people who buy on eBay. No, not eBay, like a Craigslist things. I see people exchange like Apple computers there. So there's a lot of value in the Starbucks experience. And I also think another thing is, you're not going to get rich by paying only 20 cents for a coffee. I know that a lot of people think, oh, this is all I have to do and I'm going to get rich now because I didn't pay for overpriced coffee. The truth is, instead of paying for the overpriced coffee, I mean, instead of, okay, yes, the coffee maybe is a ripoff, whatever, but the truth is, you can cut it back on something else that actually has less value. I'd say cut back on Netflix. Netflix doesn't have anything that's worth watching. Amazon Prime, most of you are members of that. Just watch things on that. That's good enough. Or YouTube, like my channel is a very good option. But the truth is, it's a mistake to think you're going to get rich by doing 20-cent coffee. In fact, you might actually become poor because because you didn't go to the Starbucks, you didn't actually meet the connections or do the networking that you might have otherwise had the opportunity of doing. A lot of people meet random people at Starbucks, so I think you could argue you're losing money by not going to Starbucks. What do you think? Any last thoughts for our subscribers?
I think it's worth it if you can get the best coffee at the place you're going to.
Yeah, and there's something kind of cool about being in there. You're on your laptop, you have the nice music, and they have usually nice couches or nice chairs, and sometimes it's cool to just bump into random people. You can ask the barista questions about coffee, and oftentimes they're a lot more knowledgeable. I don't know nearly as much coffee as some of the people who work at Starbucks. So that's all I have to say, and I just think that saving money on coffee is not really necessarily my thing. I know that some of you might disagree. I personally don't subscribe to Netflix because I think most of the stuff on there is not valuable. You're not getting anything on Netflix, you're not learning anything, and you're not meeting any cool people there. So that's my view. So save money on Starbucks. You're saving $10 a month by following Michael. So subscribe, like this video, and see you in another video. And I look forward to hearing your comments. Do you like the 20-cent coffee, or do you like overpaying for things like Netflix and things like that? Let me know.